I was counting change when I saw her hands. The scar on the knuckle, the crooked ring finger, muscle memory before hope. She stood 3 stalls down, weighing tomatoes, hair darker, face thinner, alive in a way grief never is. 5 months after my wife died. The market noise fell away. Breath became arithmetic. If I blinked, she might dissolve. She didn't. She turned her head just enough for the profile to land like a verdict. Not a ghost, not a stranger. Her. I followed without thinking, distance measured in steps, not courage. She walked like someone who belonged to the day. I walked like someone already hollow. At the crosswalk she paused, looked back. Our eyes met. No recognition, no apology, just calculation. That hurt more than death ever did. She crossed. I crossed. Rain started, thin and precise, like it had been waiting. I told myself I was calm. I told myself a lot of things that day. She unlocked a blue door on Cedar Street, went inside. I stood there until the rain soaked through my coat and certainty settled in my bones. My wife hadn't died. She had left, and she had made sure I buried her. The funeral replayed in fragments, closed casket, traumatic injuries, paperwork handled by others. I'd signed where they pointed, numb and grateful for guidance. Now, every kindness curdled. The life insurance, the speed, the sealed answers. At home, I opened the box of her things I hadn't touched. Receipts folded into thirds. A burner phone, dead but heavy with intention. A key that didn't fit any lock I knew. I sat on the floor and breathed like a man practicing. There had been signs. Late nights explained by overtime. A second email account she laughed off as spam. The way she'd watched me when I said forever, like she was timing something. I didn't cry. That surprised me. I made lists instead. What I knew, what I could prove, what I needed to stop wondering. Infidelity is loud in hindsight. It shouts from corners you trained yourself to ignore. But this wasn't just betrayal of the heart. This was logistics, planning, a double life neat enough to survive death. I imagined confronting her. The words tasted theatrical. I swallowed them. Truth likes patience. I locked the door, powered the burner. One message remained in drafts. Next week, it's done. No name, no tenderness, just execution. I became careful. Phone records first. The burner pinged towers near Cedar Street for months before the accident. Her overtime nights mapped themselves into a second routine. Then the money, small withdrawals, cash like a habit, enough to build an exit, not a future. I watched the blue door from a cafe window. She left at 7, returned at 6. Tuesdays, a man joined her, taller than me, familiar posture. Her brother. Blood does strange work to loyalty. I requested documents quietly. Hospital records contradicted themselves in margins. A nurse's signature repeated too cleanly. A coroner who retired early. I stayed polite. People mistake that for weakness. At night, I practiced composure in the mirror. The face of a man who has accepted loss. The face she'd expect if she ever saw me again. Inside, weather. I followed them once. No words exchanged, no touching, professional. That told me everything. This wasn't an affair that ran away. It was a plan that succeeded. The hardest part was waiting, letting the truth finish ripening, resisting the urge to be seen. When the lab results came back, identity confirmation from a sample I took off a discarded glass, I didn't feel triumph. I felt tidy. The world made sense again. That's a dangerous relief. I knocked on the blue door at dusk. She opened it. Her breath hitched. Mine didn't. "Hello," I said. Silence stretched. She stepped back. I stepped in. Her brother hovered, eyes darting. I placed the folder on the table. Photos, records, a notarized statement from a tired nurse who liked her pension. "Why?" she asked. Not why I was there, why I had ruined the ending she'd written. "You tell me," I said. She crumpled into a chair. He tried to speak. I raised a finger. He stopped. She confessed in pieces. Fear. Another man who needed a clean slate. Money. A staged accident, love repurposed into leverage. I watched her face as the words left it, familiar expressions wearing new meanings. When she finished, she waited for something. Anger, tears, permission. I gave her none. I slid one more paper across, a transfer confirmation. The insurance money, untouched, moved back to the company with an attached affidavit. Her eyes widened. You can't. I already did. Control is quieter than revenge. I had alerted the authorities, not to arrest her, to investigate the fraud. Slow wheels, public ones, the kind that grind.
Her brother paled. He understood consequences in a language she didn't. I stood. This ends now, I said. You go back to being nobody. I go back to being me. She reached for my sleeve. I stepped away. I mourned you, I added. That was the only thing you couldn't steal. She sobbed then, real this time. It didn't move me. At the door, I paused. Don't come looking, I said. You already died once. Outside, the rain had stopped. The street smelled clean, like aftermath. I walked without looking back. Power doesn't announce itself. It simply leaves. Grief changes shape when truth replaces it. Mine sharpened, then dissolved. I sold the house, gave away the furniture, kept nothing that had learned her weight. Sometimes I pass markets. I don't scan faces. I sleep through the night. People ask how I survived losing my wife. I tell them I didn't. I survived learning who she was. There is a difference. I am not angry. Anger would mean she still has access. She doesn't. The quiet now is earned, the future unclaimed. I walk forward, lighter, carrying only what belongs to me. She lives somewhere, I'm sure. I don't.